What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to be discussing the injury report for both the Chicago Bulls and the New York Knicks. A big game for both teams on the line in a couple of hours time. The Bulls to try to remain in that 9th-seeded position and gain home court advantage in the play-in tournament, at least for the first game. And obviously for the Knicks to keep in the contention of trying to get some home court advantage in their own right in terms of the NBA playoffs as well, at least for the first round. So a lot of interesting stuff to be presented, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows what's going to happen? The Bulls seem to be different day, different team type of situation. The Knicks are dealing with some pretty big injuries in their own right. So there's a lot on the line for both teams. We'll have to wait and see which one prevails in this upcoming game. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and their chances to beat the New York Knicks in this upcoming game. We have beaten them recently, but we know not every game is going to be the same. There will be adjustments made. I think the Knicks are going to have the Bulls in the back of their mind. So there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff. Keep in mind, this is still going to be a home game for the Chicago Bulls. So we faced them at home a couple of days ago. We faced them at home again. So maybe that could lead towards our advantage. But what's the injury report for these two teams? Well, for the Knicks, it's pretty standard stuff. We know that Julius Randle is going to be out for, I think, it's for the remainder of the season with a right shoulder surgery. That's very, very, very upsetting. And again, that puts a lot of pressure on the New York Knicks, in my opinion. I think I mentioned it before, but, you know, Julius Randle doesn't necessarily perform that well in the playoffs, but he's a threat. And a threat that you lose is something that is going to hurt a team regardless of how well he plays in the playoffs. He's a post threat, he's a ball handling threat, he can shoot the three ball, and he's a physical threat as well. So it does make a big difference to not have him out there on the court for the Knicks, and I think they just lose elements of their game without him there. And again, he's a big part of that team. He's probably their second best player. So, you know, that's going to be big for them. Big for them in this game, and definitely big for them in the playoffs as well. But we'll see what type of team they are and how they can pull through in these upcoming fixtures and in the playoffs. It should be fun to watch. And then we got Bojan Bogdanovic. He is listed as probable to play against the Bulls, dealing with a left wrist sprain. So probable is around 75% chance he will play this game against the Bulls. Again, he was a very good threat for the Pistons. It seems like these days he's coming off the bench and trying to provide a spark for the New York Knicks. And that way, he's a guy that could score 20 points any given night. So we got to give a lot of respect for Bogdanovic, whether or not he does play, because that will be a big miss for the Knicks as well. Turning to the Bulls side of things, obviously we know the big trio, Levine, Lonzo, and Patrick Williams all out for the season. We know that Julian Phillips is likely going to be out for the season. There is actually no timetable still on his return. But there are 3 new injuries that we have to deal with. So keep in mind, we've already got 4 players out. If these players sit, we've got to have 7 players out against the New York Knicks. Thankfully, these guys are around questionable at best. So Kobe White, with his ankle injury, is listed as probable against the New York Knicks. Now, Kobe White has struggled over the last couple of weeks, potentially a month now, and it sucks to see him in this type of way where he is struggling so much. But regardless of that fact, he is still a threat as well. He's a threat from the three-point line. He's a threat to break the game open in many ways. He's a threat to score in the paint. He does a lot of great work for the Bulls at his best. So it's just about whether or not we can truly see Kobe White at his absolute best in this upcoming game. Then we've got someone that has been phenomenal for the Bulls over the past month, and that is Ayo Dosunmu, dealing with a right quad contusion. He will be listed as questionable to play against the Knicks. If you guys were unaware, in that last game against the Magic, I think he ran into a screen and he fell on the ball. I think that's what ended up causing his contusion. So that sucks to see, and questionable to around 50-50. Now, Ayo's the type of player we cannot miss at the moment. He's been our most efficient player in terms of the field. He's scoring threes, he's scoring floaters, he's taking it to the rim. Transition, he's been good. Playmaking, he's been good. He's kind of the jack of all trades type of player right now for the Bulls, and we absolutely need him in this game against the Knicks. I'll go out on the limb here and say, if we don't see Ayo in this game, I very much don't think we have a chance to win this game against the Knicks. So hopefully he'll be able to play, but only time will tell. Last but not least, we've got Alex Caruso with an ankle injury listed as questionable to play against the Knicks as well. That's around a 50-50 chance he can play or miss the game. Now again, there's a lot on the line for Caruso. He is dealing with a potential All-NBA defensive team eligibility issue, so he needs to play 20 minutes in his next 2 games. We don't have that many games to go, so his time is running out to reach that milestone. Hopefully he does play against the Knicks because we will need him just as badly. I think it was a massive miss against the Orlando Magic, and if we see him miss this game against the Knicks, especially with how well he guarded Jalen Brunson in that last time out, making him take 28 shots, I believe, for 35 points, you don't have that defensive pressure, that's going to hurt the Chicago Bulls when it's all said and done. So a big game. And look, one game we beat the Knicks. I think the Knicks beat us early on in the season. We are tied at 1 apiece against the New York Knicks, and we have them 2 more times this season. So I personally don't know who's the favorite to win this game. I think the Knicks without Julius Randle makes it easier for us, because I think the biggest issue we've always had with the Knicks is defending the power forwards, defending their elite forward play. You take Randle out of the picture, they still have good forwards, but not necessarily the elite forwards scoring-wise that you'd run into while Randle is there. So it does give us the opportunity. We'll have to wait and see. It depends on which Bulls team shows up as well, because we know this Bulls team, on a flip of a dime, can massively disappoint. So let's wait and see. Thank you for watching. Drop a like and a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.